to session 2. Precursor for people watching on YouTube. One of our players, Jay Shay, is here, so her character, Fancyfoot, is just kind of on the ship. And it also means that now that all the players are here, I can reveal what I've been working on, which is, if I drag players over to here, you should now all see your ship!
Ooh.
Yep, this is... it's an asset pack. I'll put the link to the asset pack in the description of the video so people that like it can look at it. You'll also notice there's lots of characters about. This is the official crew of the Lady Marie. So they've all got their own little stories and stuff that you can learn if you want. And it's also just to bring life to the crew. So basically Captain Farrow will have explained this... or at least given you a rundown of everyone's names, and I'll do that now. So you've got Quartermaster Morris. He's the Minotaur down here. You can ask him why he's called Morris if you want. The Navigator, and only one allowed to handle the wheel of the ship, Hux Thompson, is our halfling. You may also notice that all of this art is from Hearthstone, just to keep it consistent. And I play a lot of it anyway, so I can be like, oh yeah, this card will work, rather than just sitting on DeviantArt all day, like, finding artwork. The Boatswain is Slack-Toothed Charlie, this angry-looking dwarf here. Boatswain basically is the guy that runs the day-to-day of the ship. He's the one that tells people what to be doing and when, that kind of thing. You've got your cook, Cleo, down here, who is a Tortolan. She is very old. And then last
is the
no, go ahead.
Aside, is the boatswain not bosun?
It's bosun is the slang. It's bosun.
Yeah, I assume I never looked into it. I was kind of assuming they're the same thing. I've never heard anyone fully say all the syllables.
Yeah, you can say bosun. It's fine. Obviously, I did a lot of googling. So this ship design itself is based off a schooner, like I said. So it's got three sails, two.
And I will remember none of these terms.
That's fine. It's got 3 sails, so it's got 2. What would be, if you're looking at the map now, horizontal, and then 1 that is vertical on the map, and that one's obviously the one that's used for turning. And the last of the crew is Rob, Mob, and Tob. They are the cannoneers. So whoever ends up working on the cannons will be commanding Rob, Mob, and Tob throughout the...
I think that was where I was headed at the end of the last session.
Well, that's the thing, yeah. Is one thing I was going to say is, because the crew wasn't, finalised and the ship itself wasn't built, if people want to change the role they're going to be working on the ship, that's obviously absolutely fine. Why is this particular song so loud? Sorry, I'm just gonna... It doesn't... The music player isn't, universal. You have to adjust the audio for each individual track, which is really stupid.
No.
Anywho. Yeah, so... As you guys sail around and do your thing, you can decide... your roles on the ship and how you want to evolve as a crew. One of the things you can also do, obviously, is gain more crew and upgrade the ship. I will do my best to, whenever you get new cargo or special items or whatever, I will try and reflect that in the cargo. Like, if you look at the top left here, you can see that each one of these is actually movable. They can be removed and replaced as you guys see fit. Same goes for the beds and everything. So I haven't labelled anything yet because I don't know how much I want to do with this map, because obviously I can also move entire sections of the boat. For reference, these 2 in the middle are the upper decks of the ship. So this is the front. Oops. I did have them all named, but I've forgotten them all because I forget terms that I Google as well. Yeah. So as you upgrade the ship, it will change physically, which I think is going to be really fun. As you gain new crew, they will also be added and stuff. But you will also have to keep in mind having enough room for people to sleep, eat, and do their general, existing on the ship. So as you can see, Cleo has her own room in the actual scullery. Morris is the same. He has a room in the cargo. Captain Farrow's room is up here with a cat. And yes, that is a cat. There is a cat on the ship. Lux's room down here. And you guys all crammed into one room. Lovely jubbly. And don't worry, Giblig does fart in his sleep, if you were wondering. Well, I don't actually know. He can decide that for himself.
I what in my sleep?
Fart.
Ah.
Yeah, okay, so where we left off last week, or not last week, 2 weeks ago. So you guys are heading to the island of Meribeth, which is a small island only a few days sailing south from Horbicle. If you guys would all give me a history check, we can see how much you know about Meribeth individually. Okay?
Absolutely nothing.
Oh, I forgot where my thing is.
I'm not proficient in the past.
Okay.
-2 and still better than me.
Nice, Giblig. Okay, so Giblig and Emlyn, what you know about this island is that it is known for its delicious fruit, peaceful temples, and well-established underground black market. So, the above of the island is essentially a monastery, although it wouldn't be called a monastery because it's a multi-theistic kind of gathering place. There's multiple temples that a lot of people just come to live like a peaceful life in worship to their particular god. It again has lots of delicious fruit on the island. It's all edible, so hence why it's so easy to live there. And underneath the island itself is this massive black market that is essentially almost city-sized in its vastness. So you guys are going to have a lot of fun. So Captain Farrow's plan is to find information on Ethelred's ship and possibly how to track it. He has already explained all this to you. How you guys conduct yourself on this island is obviously completely up to you. But you do have, let's say, 4 days of sailing to do what you want. So I'll go through each one of you individually to see what you want to do. Don't forget that obviously you'll have a long rest during this point. You'll have 4 long rests, so you can put yourselves back up to full health during that process. So let's start with Otan Kin. What does Otan Kin do for 4 days?
Mostly probably meditate and research his spellbook and stuff like that. Doesn't have too many interesting things to do on his days off, unfortunately.
That's absolutely fine. Okay, Giblig. What's Giblig? Oh, no, sorry, go on. If you have more.
I doubt they'd have any like goods on the ship. So.
Well, they do. As you can see, they have stuff in the storage. So, what would you be wanting to do with the epic loot?
I would just be curious if they had any spare leather armor. Probably not.
As in for Otan to actually wear?
Yeah.
Let's give it a roll. Let's say plus 10 and below is no. Anything above is yes. There you go. Yeah, they have some spare leather armor.
I will take some basic leather armor if they will be willing to sell it to me.
You're part of the crew now, so they're quite happy to let you have it.
Yay!
So let's for the sheer enjoyment of it, let's move Otan here. How does Otan go about getting the leather armor? Captain Farrow has just said, go get it and say hello to Morris on your way, basically.
I will walk in there and just rambunctiously greet Morris like I've been here since day one. Hey, Morris, how's it going? I was told that you had some leather armor in here.
Yup, over in the corner. He points to one of these bundles here.
What would I say in response to that?
Thank
you kindly.
you notice that Morris, despite being on a boat that is actively moving and sailing, it's almost like he's been nailed to the floor with how much he just moves with the ship. He's not like adjusting himself like you are as the boat moves. He almost like goes horizontal when the boat takes on a quite a high wave.
I think I would just say thank you and grab the thing and head off back to looking at my books.
That's absolutely fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of one of these bundles. Boop, and say that bundle contained some leather armor. Okay?
Yep, thank you.
Okie dokie. Giblig! What's Giblig doing?
I want to rummage through all the boxes, see what they have.
Thanks for giving me extra work. Okay, so Giblig also goes down to the hold. How does Giblig justify rummaging?
I'm hunting rats.
I thought you were going to say I'm a detective. Detective Giblig, at your service.
I should have gone with that, but no, I'm sticking.
You're hunting rats. Okay, give me a persuasion check.
Oh.
Morris doesn't say anything, but it's very clear on his face that he does not buy it.
Okay. I'm not going to stop.
Yeah, Morris doesn't seem to stop you. He just very clearly doesn't believe that you're hunting rats.
Okay. Yeah. Rummage through.
Okay, give me
boxes.
an investigation check. Hot damn!
Nice.
A nat 20 with a -2. So, I mean, a nat 20 would give you a freaking itinerant list of everything, but I'm not going to do that. So
Okay.
basically, you find out that this ship is stocked with enough food to last at least a month between voyages. Most voyages in this land don't tend to take that long. Like, there are wide expanses of ocean, but it's rare that you would cross it because trading ships would go island to island because that's just more profitable, and obviously pirates would stick to trade routes because that's where the traders are. So these wide expanses are not necessary. So a month is almost kind of excess food if you have any nautical knowledge. Again, you notice that there's 2 spare pieces or sets of leather armor, and then plenty of rum, and that's about it, other than some small trade goods.
Are there any hats?
Are there any hats? No, unfortunately, there are no spare pirate hats as of yet.
Okay, well, I guess.
Important emphasis on the yet.
On the yet. But
I guess
just one thing I want to check with you, John. Not Giblig, John. Have you found an image of Giblig's armor that you want to share with the group? Because I think the group needs it properly illustrated what Giblig's armor actually is.
I can't find it in the right color. I'll see if I can find the image again.
Is this based on one that you've seen somewhere before then?
I sort of. I got a good image of it in my head, but I have no idea if I've actually seen it in real life, or it's just an amalgamation of different types of sin that I've just, stapled together in my brain and thought, "It's good."
Gems.
That one's all right.
Gib
'cause
licked the
it's got
tin can.
Not far off.
It just comes up with things. No, I don't want.
The only reason I'm asking for a picture is I don't like saying, like, in terms of, like, D&D, or it's equivalent to this in the real world. I think that's kind of cheap, so I think it's more fun to describe it. But at the same time, a picture in this in this regard might be quite useful. But if you need time to search for it, is there anything else Ghibli wants to do? And then you can search for it while we do Emlyn.
Well, there's nothing interesting in the boxes. I guess. What's my swim speed again? It's like.
I think yours is 40, but let me pull up the Murloc. Because you're just a base Murloc, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're just a basic Murloc. Speed. You have an enhanced swimming speed of 35 feet, which, considering Otan's is higher than that, I'm going to give you a swimming speed of 45 feet.
Thank you.
Not quite
how
as
fast
fast-
is the boat going?
How fast is the boat going?
Yeah.
Jesus, a lot more than 35 feet.
Okay.
You would not be
then
able to
I'm
keep
gonna-
up with the boat, no.
Okay. I guess I will spend the next 4 days. Fuck it. I don't know. Pissing off the edge of the ship. There's not really much for me to do,
So,
and I'm not intelligent enough to meditate and study.
a schooner cruises at 5 knots to a maximum of 10 knots. How much that is? How fast is 5 knots? So it moves at 9.26 kilometers an hour at its slowest. So it's not super fast.
I guess I will get to know Rob, Mob, and Tob until we arrive.
That's absolutely fine. Obviously, you guys as well can move your pogs around. Pogs. God, that makes me feel so old. Guy, but come on, people remember pogs, right? I'm not the only person.
I know Pogs.
Yeah!
I still have the slammer, so
I had the
Still got loads at my parents' house somewhere.
yeah. Somewhere in my parents' loft, I have a bunch of the cheetah ones and Looney Tunes ones. Those were the ones that
I had a
loved.
Pog maker, and now all I know is I want to make Pogs of all of our characters.
That would be amazing. But yeah, you can move them. They should be connected to your journal, so they should be your character icons. So it should work fine.
I just did the math. The ship is moving at what would be a swimming speed of 50.4.
Interesting.
So Emlyn could keep up with it.
I can outswim the ship.
Yep. Well, that's at its slowest. Its fastest
Well, yeah,
is
okay.
double that. So
Okay.
Yeah, I found the picture. Imagine this, but like 4 foot tall.
right, so I'm gonna bring this up.
That's a
for-
Spartan.
I'm gonna put this on the.
He's a fish
screen.
marine.
Yeah, and it immediately disappears. That's
The
awesome.
Murloc chief?
Warhammer 40,000 Leagues.
I couldn't find anything that wasn't Warhammer 40k. I'm like, I get why it looks cool, but it's not the thing.
Is it meant to be Warhammer? Because my brain just
No,
saw
it's
343 and went Halo.
That one specifically is from Halo. It's not exactly what I wanted it to look like, but it's close enough.
So
Because everything else makes it look like I'm a chunky guy, which I'm not. I'm a fucking Murloc.
So yeah, it's power armor. It's something that is not of this world, basically. Is the long and the short of it. But because it's such a condensed size, how your characters view this armor is up to you. But yeah, so getting to know Rob, Mob, and Tob. Surprisingly, they're not related. They all look similar, but they're not really. It's weird. They're not particularly bright. they've worked on the ship for as long as Captain Farrow has been captain of it, which has been about 5 or 6 years. Considering it's kind of a rental, as it were. But yeah, they're nice, friendly people. They don't seem to treat you any differently based on your appearance. And it's very clear by this lower deck that they sleep right next to the cannons that they operate.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, but they
got a spare bed there.
They do have a spare bed. Yeah, they're simple folk, but they're nice.
What happened to Bob? Did Bob die?
I very deliberately didn't name one Bob because I felt like it was too easy. Because it was going to be Rob, Mob, and Bob, but I thought Tob was more piratey. Okay, Emlyn. What does Emlyn get up to on the ship?
I mean, I was thinking... My thunder's been stolen, but I was thinking hanging out with Rob, Mob, and Tob as well. Especially if I'm going to be cannoning, they're cannoning, like... Good to get to know the team you're working with, right?
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. If you want to do that, that's absolutely fine, yeah. There's no worries there. You get the same thing. They're a little more reticent of you as a merfolk, because merfolk tend to be a lot more isolationist, so there's very little diplomacy between merfolk and, you know, landwalkers. There's no animosity. They're just, you know, they're like, oh wow, never met a merfolk before, and they're full of questions, kind of thing.
But a Murloc in power armor, absolutely a-okay, fine with that.
They don't seem clever. They don't seem clever enough to realize that this armor is in any way unique. And a Murloc, I mean, it's rare that you meet a talking Murloc, but you know,
it's kind of like running across a cat.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a cat that talks. It's surprising, but you know, you get used to it pretty quickly.
Okay, fair enough. Can I see if there is a fishing rod anywhere on the ship?
Yeah. We'll say yeah. There's one in the cargo. You know,
is that?
Well,
was
actually,
it, well,
there'd probably be one more in the scullery. Cause
well, back here with Cleo.
Yeah, back with Cleo.
Hi, Cleo.
Greetings, sir and/or ma'am.
Just wondering, you got a fishing rod around here at all?
Of course, sweetie. It's over there in the corner. It's my trusty Gabriel.
I don't. Is it special to you? I don't want to be. I feel rude using somebody's special fishing rod.
Oh no! Everyone on the ship uses Gabriel when they like. He's been the ship's trusty fishing rod ever since she was built. She was here even before I was here.
Okay, well, I'm from a little fishing town, so I got some experience, and I thought I'd maybe just catch some fish, get some supplies in for the ship, if that's useful.
Oh, that would be lovely. Captain Farrow never buys me good ingredients. If you give me slop, I'll serve you slop. Give me a prime salmon, and I'll cook you up something lovely.
Okay, well, I'll see what I can do for you about that.
So, what you've basically just learned is one of the mechanics that's on the ship, that if you provide Cleo with quality ingredients, you can actually get buffs per session for good food. So that can be anything from advantage on X amount of rolls of your choice. It can be just a simple +1, depending on what you give her, and you'll have to kind of experiment and see what the party likes as a whole. Because raising morale is actually very key. The same goes for booze. Get quality booze, everyone's a little happier, everyone performs a bit better in ship combat, kind of thing. So if you would like to actively go fishing now, if you could give me an animal handling check.
Sure. We got 4 days, might as well do a spot of fishing. Animal handling. Where am I finding you? Come on.
Wow, an 18. So Yeah, well, we will say that you catch a surprisingly large tuna.
Excellent.
And some, miscellaneous fish that supply the ship with that extra bit of food and etc. etc. What you guys
Snacks.
do? Yeah, snacks basically.
Fish snacks.
Fish snacks. You're gonna have to get used to the taste of fish. Okay, so if there's nothing else anyone else wants to do, as it's hopefully it's clear that you will learn the ship mechanics as you explore the ship and as you test things. So it's down to you guys to actually learn it all. I thought that would be slightly more fun. Okay.
Cool. Yeah.
But yeah, just real quick, is there anything else anyone wants to do in those remaining 2-3 days, or is everyone keen?
I think we're all keen.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okie dokie. So, yep, you guys arrive at the island of Maribeth. It is considering what you've been told about the island, it is a surprisingly small dock. So it's kind of unclear how often people come and go from the black market. But the various monks, priests, nuns, etc. are present. They greet you. They're quite happy to see you. It's very clear that they know Captain Farrow. He just saunters off the ship and gives it that kind of old Deckard, you old sod! You're still kicking. He's very jovial, very very happy to be on the island again. And yeah, he kind of just turns around, poses a little, and kind of, it's unclear if he's waiting to be praised or what, but he does just kind of stand there and grin at you guys.
Well, we were supposed to have healed all our characters up after the voyage, right?
Yes.
Yep.
John, you need to heal. No.
Whoops.
You just
Other way.
Well, Gibbling dies.
I'm good. I'm all right.
Medic.
Walk off the ship, just vomit slightly. I'm fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay, so Gibbling doesn't do well with boats, is what we're learning.
Which shouldn't be, because I'm a Murloc.
Well, Murlocs don't use
Yeah, I'm
boats.
used to being in the water, not
Yeah.
on it. Yeah.
So it's up to you guys how you guys handle it. You'll notice that when Gibbling throws up, it's very very quickly that someone just comes by and starts cleaning it. There's no fuss. They just clean it quite happily and just then turn to Gibbling and say, "Welcome to Maribeth," and then they scuttle off.
Man,
That was strange.
they're very clean oriented.
There's a nice service around here.
Best service in town. You should try their juices. My God, the fruits on this island. It's almost as if it was put here for me. That's Captain Farrow for reference, if it wasn't already incredibly
Sort
obvious.
of figured, yeah.
I'm down to go to the local drinking hole and grab some refreshing juice.
Try to get some information about the ship. See if it's passed by here.
That too.
All right. Well, that's
Isn't that
absolutely.
basically what Farrow's on with?
Well, Captain Farrow said
Are we all
he's-
supposed to be
Hmm?
splitting up and doing our own things here then, or what is the plan?
Well, it's completely up to you as a party, but Captain Farrow will basically just say, "That's absolutely fine. Let's get some refreshments and then head on down to the black market and see what information we can scuttle up down there, all right?" So is everyone quite happy to go to not the tavern, but the juice bar? Juice bar run by nuns.
Oh no.
I mean,
the
I'm
better.
intrigued. I'll see what nun juice is all about.
Freshly squeezed nun juice.
Nothing
I'm
better.
regretting Regretting stepping off in this island already.
Okay, so yeah, again, Captain Pharaoh leads you into like off the dock and then up this small hill. You immediately notice that it really is just like 4 buildings. 3 of them are very clearly like temples and places to sleep, and then there is this one little short white building that is you see people coming in and out of, that is very clearly just a place for tourists, as it were. It has a quaint little sign that is just like a mediocre painting of a basket of fruit. And when you enter, there is, again, just a monk stood at the bar. He's in his full... This particular monk, you can't tell his faith just by looking at his garb, but he's in just a sort of simple rattan robe that's brown, and he's making juice. It's an odd image, but he seems quite content.
Squeezing his fruit in front of everybody.
Yep, squeezing his nun juice. He's just getting it out there. As you enter, he looks up and just again places he does that steepling his fingers thing, so all the fingertips touch, but he doesn't touch his palms together. He just bows at you. Welcome to the island of Merrybeth. What juice would you like?
What do you have?
Well, we have freshly squeezed mango, we have banana smoothies, we have orange juice, apple juice, grape juice, we even have a little bit of light wine, if that's your thing. And he gives you the fakest smile ever.
Can I have apple juice and banana smoothie combined?
Of course you can, my good sir. I will have that ready for you in just a moment. And what would the rest of your party be drinking?
I'll go for a banana smoothie.
I'll go for some mango. We don't get too many of those growing on my island.
With pleasure. I will have those ready for you in no time. And I assume the usual for you, Captain Pharaoh. And Captain Pharaoh assents, and you guys are served in pottery mugs that have clearly been made on the island, filled with your various drinks. They are delicious.
Ooh.
Do they come with little umbrellas?
Absolutely. They're not like nice ones though. They're clearly made out of just like weaved strands of grass.
Whole lot of effort, very little presentation.
Yeah. They don't need glass here. They don't need, safe drinking material. They just got their juice.
Their nun juice.
They've got their nun juice. What else do they need?
Nunjutsu.
Nun juice. Naruto shows up. Nunruto.
God. Oh lordy.
I guess I'll talk to the monk dude.
Okay. What do you say?
Thanks for the drink. What's your name?
We forego names on this island.
Okay, how do people get your attention?
They simply walk up and say hello.
What if you're really far away?
He gives you a look of why, kind of like, why would I be really far away?
Okay. What if there are multiple monks?
Then it would be a simple, polite tap on the shoulder.
Okay, I'm going to call you Shoulder. Hello, Shoulder.
Hello.
I'm Giblig.
Hello, Giblig.
You've got a very nice island here.
Thank you. We pride ourselves on living with nature, not above it. And I find the sun quite agreeable.
Oh, okay. Who else lives? Oh wait, no, none of you have names. Okay. This might get tricky. Is there anything like what is there to do on this island?
Well, we offer a class in juice making and mango picking, and there is also the large black market under the island.
Okay, I was trying to get around to that subtly, but I mean, it's just right out in the open. Okay.
He smiles.
What kind of things do they sell?
What kind of things do they smell? Well,
And you're right, butts.
it varies on where you go. While this island may look small, the black market is quite expansive, and there are sections and divisions that sell various things, including magical items, slaves, various creatures, and other magical items.
Tell me more about this juice making class.
Well, it's a 3-day course where we teach you how to make each one of our delicious juices, that you can then take that recipe and share it with the wider world.
3 days. Are we gonna be here for 3 days?
Why does Ghibli want to learn?
I've
It's really
explained
good juice. Needs to know the secrets, right?
Yeah.
I've explained my character arc to you already.
Yeah.
so-
I like the idea that he's just like, no, I can enrich Murloc culture with juice.
I mean, it is a big step up from, corpse juice.
Nom, 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 nom.
I have to find.
Oh yeah, we did say that Ghibli is a saprivore, didn't we?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll have to come back to you on the juice making thing.
Of
Don't know when I'll
course.
be
I await
don't know
your
when I'll be
return.
around. Well, thank you. Why do you need to give courses on picking fruit? I've never done it, but I can't imagine it would be complex.
There are various creatures that live on this island, and some of them live in the trees and bushes that the fruit comes from. And sometimes they can be quite dangerous, and thus we teach how to accommodate those creatures while picking fruit, and to not disturb them, but also acquire the fruit.
Oh, that's actually quite. How long does that take?
Also 3 days.
Why, really?
There are quite a
I'm-
lot of creatures.
Yeah, no, that makes more sense if I'm being honest. Okay, you can't do them at the same time, can you?
Of course you can. You can double up during the day and take a course in the morning and a course in the evening, and then, of course, you can sleep in our lovely barracks.
You have a barracks?
I don't
This
know.
is sounding like a cult.
I don't know what
It is
the,
getting real cult vibes.
I don't know
yeah.
what the name is for a monastery's sleeping quarters.
That's a good
Dormitory?
point.
I don't know.
I think it would just be dorms. Yeah.
In our lovely dormitories.
Okay.
I don't think monks sleep in cells, don't they?
No, some of them do, but that's like really old practice. They don't do it anymore.
Okay.
This is also multiple faiths. So they, they don't have specific, sleeping arrangements.
Who's your god and what does he do?
Who is your
I
daddy
guess-
and what does he do?
I guess I'm gonna go have to find Pharaoh.
Pharaoh's right next to you. Drinking
I
Oh,
was
his...
going to
shit,
say,
hello.
did Pharaoh leave?
He's drinking
yeah,
his
you could ask him
juice.
how long we're going to be.
How long are we gonna be here?
Depends how long you want to stay, my scaly friend.
It's 3 days pushing it.
Well, if you want to get hot on the trails of Aethelred, I don't think we're going to be here that long. But I'm sure we can make a stop on the way back after we've scuppered the dirty bugger.
Okay, no, I'll settle with that. I will return, Shoulder. at some point to.
Of course,
Okay.
Giblig. I await your return.
Thank you.
I was awaiting a story arc where Gibleg winds up in a cult and we have to get him out in order to carry on the voyage.
That's where I was kind of half expecting this to go to.
Session 2, Giblig joins a cult. Session 3, Giblig rules over a cult. Session 4, profit.
I don't really have anything else to say. If anyone else wants to say something.
So who are we talking to down in this black market?
Who are you asking, Pharaoh
Pharaoh.
or Pharaoh?
Pharaoh.
Well, my friends, I know you guys are a resourceful type, so I've got a couple contacts I'm gonna go and give a shoulder to while I'm down there, and I'll leave you guys to your own devices and see what you can rustle up for us. It has become clear that Captain Pharaoh never turns off.
Okay.
Can I use insight to see if he's just going to go down there and get drunk?
You can use insight to see if he's lying. You couldn't... I mean, unless you can read his mind, I don't think you can get his specific motivations.
Yeah, I was just thinking, like, he's going to go get drunk and he's going to expect us to go find all the information. He has no contacts.
You can roll an insight and see what you can find out. He is telling the truth.
Sure.
Alright, Captain Pharaoh slurps down the rest of his juice in a non-too graceful manner, slams the pot on the bar, it cracks a little, the monk seems to not care, and he stands up. Right, shall we get on down there?
Sure thing.
Sure, let's go.
Alright, so Captain Pharaoh leads you out of the juice bar, the nun-juice bar, and walks you down onto the beach next to the docks. You walk for about 10 minutes before you see a sort of rocky shoal, at which point Captain Pharaoh just kind of starts carefully walking between stones and leads you to a cave that has a large wrought iron gate and an ogre sat in front of it.
Like a full-on fuck-off ogre?
Yeah, he sat there.
Oh.
He's got a little vest on and a hat. The hat doesn't fit. The hat is, as you inspect it, a bucket.
That is a nice hat.
Does Ghibli,
orc
is Ghibli
vest.
saying that?
Yes.
Thank you.
Where did you get it?
I found it on the beach.
Are there lots of hats on the beach?
There are occasionally hats. Sometimes there are clothes, like this.
And he gestures to his vest, which you can now see is the sail of a ship that he's put holes in.
Oh. That's very blasé.
I am very resourceful. I
Yeah,
have to be.
Clearly. Why do you have to be?
I am the gate guard. If I'm not resourceful, they'll replace me with a smarter ogre.
Oh. We wouldn't want that.
But
No.
are there smarter ogres?
There are lots of smarter ogres. I am not very smart. I just pretend to be by using eloquent language.
Makes you pretty smart in my book.
Thank
I think
you.
you're doing yourself a disservice.
Thank you.
Well, can we come in?
Of course you can. Does one of you know the password?
Oh. Yes.
Is Pharaoh still with us?
Yep.
Does he? Surely, if he's heading here, he might hopefully know such things.
He claps his hands and says, "Mangoes, please." And the ogre moves aside and opens the gate. Welcome to the black market under the nunnery. I hope you have a lovely stay and don't get sold as slaves.
Thanks. You have a lovely day too.
Thank you.
He lifts his bucket and pops it back on his head as a salute.
Well, he was nice.
It was nice. I want that hat.
Giblig, as you say, I want that hat, a glass dome sprouts from your armor and covers your face.
Oh. Okay. I mean, it worked. Does it look good?
Did you know it could do that?
I did not. It doesn't matter. Does it look good?
Oh, it's great.
On the outside, it is completely opaque. You can't see through it. In fact, it's it's reflective. It is a lovely ruby color. From the inside, you can see it, but there's all these weird squiggly lines on it that just seem like to be getting in the way of your view.
I tap on it and ask if he can breathe in there.
I hope so. I haven't stopped breathing yet, so I'm guessing yes.
Yeah, you hear.
Okay, well, let us know if you have any problems.
As Gimli tries to take a breath, and the DM hurts himself. I wasn't prepared to breathe. But yeah, Gimli can breathe fine in it. Oh, fucking hell. Really hurt myself.
DM cannot.
DM cannot! Oh, God. Good thing I've got some trusty Dr. Pepper here. But yeah, the glass.
I'm stuck.
When you tap on it, Otan, it's like tapping on like fine crystal. There's that little like ding ding kind of noise. You're a tiefling, so do you have like kind of long nails, or do you have
Pointy nails?
Pointy
yes.
nails. Yep. So it's that nice kind of like ping kind of noise. That is very loud, Giblig.
Oh, okay. Yeah, stop that, please. That hurts.
Do we need a don't tap on glass sign?
That might help, actually.
Just imagining Giblig painting on it.
It's all backwards because he can only see it from the inside.
I like that he slopes his hand in through the sleeve and paints inside the dome. And only he can see it because on the outside it's opaque, so. But yeah, sorry, yeah. Giblig, are you happy with the glass dome where it is? Do you try to make it go away, or?
Let's stick around for now. I need to see a mirror before I know I know if I'm keeping it or not.
Okay. So in this state, you are unrecognizable as a Murloc. You would just be considered any small creature that is obviously bipedal and sentient. So with a good persuasion check, you could possibly pass yourself off as a halfling, a gnome, various small creatures, if need be. But yes, to Otan and Emlyn, yeah, it is undiscernible that he is a Murloc from the outside at this point, other than his weird hunched over stance.
I could just be old.
How old is Giblig?
He's 12.
He's 12. So yeah, he's still pretty young for a Murloc. Murlocs live to about 30. And that's only if they don't get themselves killed.
They do have that kind of like lemming effect.
Yep. Okay, so do you guys head on into the black market?
Abso-freaking-lutely.
Yeah, that's what we're here for.
Okie dokie. So yeah, you guys enter the Black Lotus Market, as the ogre will indicate to you as you enter. Once you, for what feels like a bit too long, you are just walking in a cave that is obviously slightly damp and has water running through it. But eventually it starts to be a cobbled pathway with... I don't think it'd be an aqueduct if it's on ground level, is it? But like a little section for the water to flow out and not get on people's shoes.
A gutter.
A gutter, yeah. But it's it takes up like a third in the center rather than just a small line because there's a lot of water.
A piss trough.
A piss trough, a big pee-pee trough.
Lovely.
Lovely jubbly. So yeah, you guys are now in a bricked up tunnel. You eventually start to hear the sounds of like large crowds and various, goings on that you would typically hear in a market, and you reach another wrought iron gate with another ogre sat out front. This one is asleep because the gate is already open.
I mean, makes his job easier.
Yep. So
Go ahead and just walk on by him.
Yep. When you go through this, it is immediately clear that this market is kind of labyrinthian. It's just street after street. It is gridded, you'll notice. So like there's like a set interval between streets and then turnings. It's not like a city where it varies. It is always out in this same kind of grid pattern. But every single wall is lined with dozens and dozens, if not hundreds, of market stalls that are peddling anything you can think of. There are creatures of various races. Any race that you have seen that is common, you will see. This place is bustling. There are probably thousands of people browsing this black market at any given time. It's also probably clear from looking at a lot of the market stalls that a lot of the people that sell stuff here live here.
No.
So they never see the day.
Mm-mm. So a lot of them are very pale. Alright.
So we'd probably want to look for somebody with a little bit of a tan comparatively.
So Captain Pharaoh, as you guys enter this huge expanse, again, lets you know that he's going to be talking to his contacts and that you guys should... Well, I'll say it as Captain Pharaoh because it's more fun. You guys should get your pirate legs going and make your own contacts and have a chat, have a wander, see what you can find. Maybe you can find some useful items. Maybe you can just find some useful information. It's all good. I'll be back and I'll come find you when you need me. Toodaloo! And he just disappears into the crowd like a practiced disappearing into crowd guy.
Practice disappearing into crowd guy.
Yep, it's a new subclass I'm working on. It's very limited.
Only works in crowds.
Only works in crowds. So you have to have like a party of at least 8 for it to be in any way effective. All right.
Trying to think what kind of would have information about that.
What, disappearing crowd guy?
No, about the ship we're trying to track.
Yeah, well, this is sort of a more open-ended part of the quest for you guys. So you guys can use your various skills to try and gather information. I'm not going to limit you. Obviously, I'm not just going to say no. This is kind of a yes and kind of situation for you guys. So however you want to proceed, we will proceed. So you guys might want to discuss between yourselves, as either players or characters, how you want to proceed.
I feel like in a market this size, there's got to be some sort of information broker around.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We need to
I
find
don't know
people
where
who
you'd
know
start looking
things.
for that.
I wouldn't know what to look for that, though.
Is there a sign, or are we going to look too touristy if we look for "You are here"?
I mean, my character knows about smuggling, not about tracking information, though. So
I know
probably,
nothing.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't know who to ask first. I mean, he could ask some smugglers, but they probably wouldn't have any idea.
What else was I mean, thinking about it logically, if the ship did come past here they were here for a reason, and we just got to guess what that reason is, and we could probably find where they came from and where they went without anyone knowing we're directly looking for them by asking for stuff that was on the ship.
I think the only thing we saw from the ship was cannons and torn up sails.
Yeah, if we ask for the sails directly, people are going to know that we're looking for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would know from Fancyfoot in the first session explaining that the ship that Aethelred captains is a ship of legend. So if you did describe it to someone or ask for information about it, then they would know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. I guess even if it is a ship of legend, they would need to rearm at some point. And they used an awful lot of ammo when they were messing the island up. So if we can probably, like, if we do some super sneaky bullshit, we might be able to find out if any particular large orders for cannonballs and gunpowder have been made. Is it gunpowder or black powder? Because I know it changed when smokeless powder became a thing, but does that exist yet?
No, so it'd be gunpowder.
Okay.
No, it'd be black powder.
Gunpowder.
You know more about that specific subject than I do.
Okay.
I thought they were the same thing.
Black powder is less refined.
Yeah. Smokeless powder is just gunpowder, but it doesn't smoke. Yeah.
Crazy!
I know. So I think I'm gonna go and try and do that.
How would you go about doing that? Like, what skill would you use? What do you think is the way you would get that information?
Where's the other tab with all my skills and shit on it? Where is it? Bastard, it left me.
Just like everyone else.
When it wants to load. Come on, you shit. Okay, thank you. Well, I think I need to find somewhere that clearly sells enough, or has the capability to sell enough shit at any one time to supply a large ship.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'd go with perception for that.
So you're just gonna essentially look for us for that kind of.
Yeah, because I'm figuring that you wouldn't be able to hide the ability to stock that much stuff, and nor would you want to. You'd want people to know that you would.
Yeah, that's
can stock
absolutely
stuff.
fine. Okay, so that's how Giblig is going to proceed. Are you guys going to join him, or are you guys going to go on your separate methods of finding information? It is completely up to you. Neither option is incorrect.
I would probably join him and maybe see if I could work some information out of people. Make them think that we're looking for a large amount of cannonballs ourselves.
Okay, yeah, that's absolutely fine. Emlyn, what do you want to do?
I feel like I'd like to just stick to my information broker hunch, see if I can find somebody in the market that looks like they're trading and selling knowledge specifically.
Okay, so...
Not sure how I would go about finding it. I don't know what that would look like. By its nature, probably quite secretive.
Yeah, that's fine. Otan, if you could give me a persuasion check. Giblig, if you could give me a perception check. And Emlyn, give me a investigation check.
I am rolling terrible today.
Okay, so we'll handle Otan's first. So you said you're trying to convince them that you're in the market to buy a large amount of, like, black powder and cannonballs and stuff, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so people don't necessarily believe you when you say that, but they do say, oh, well, if you go to this quarter, which is just, five lanes down and then to your left, that's where they tend to sell them. Like, they're kind of like, when you're at a bar and you brag to someone that's just met you, and they're like, why are you bragging to me? I don't care, kind of thing. So they don't know why you're trying to sound so spendy, but they're also happy to help. Giblig, once you've been led to this quarter, it doesn't take much effort to look and see which of these stalls is clearly holding higher quality goods, larger quantities. So yeah, you find a rather essentially warehouse, as it were, in this kind of setup. That is providing large amounts of black powder and various under the table kind of dealings for more advanced weaponry or ship to ship combat. And Emlyn, you listen into conversations, you have a look around, you basically, do a bit of sleuthing, and you find out that there are several information brokers in the black market, and that it's not that hard to find a information broker, but finding a good information broker is a little more difficult. Finding one that's trustworthy is also nigh on impossible.
Okay.
So we'll handle Giblig and Otan first, and then we'll do Emlyn, since you guys have split off in your own directions.
So there's... Does it look like it's recently been cleared out, or is it like stocked full?
Give me another perception check. You're very consistent. By the looks of the actual goods, they do all seem new. So this place has probably recently stocked up, but it might also just be the fact that they keep the new goods out front to attract customers.
I'm going to pass it over to Al for a second because I need to think.
Okay. Otan, so Giblig can relay this information to you. You're both looking at the same stall. This particular quarter of the Black Locust Market is a little quieter because it seems to be a bit more high market as a black market can go. So there's fewer people, but also more like muscle, like guards.
I'd probably look around and see if there were any, like, I'm trying to think of ledgers or anything like that around that I could possibly just take a quick glance at.
Something like that would not be out front. You would have to go into the warehouse itself and find the office. So if that's the line you guys want to go down, that's fine. I will, as always, build a world around it. So, but yet, there would be no like visible like ledgers or information just out on street level, as it were.
I'm actually not sure what I would do.
That's fine. If you guys want to think for a bit, we can go over to Emlyn for a bit, if that's all right with you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, Emlyn. So, you essentially have a small list of information brokers and where to go to speak to them. Do you just pick a name at random, or?
Pick the one that sounded best based on what I overheard, but mostly based on vibes. Who sounds good?
Okay, so the name that then stands out is the the information broker that you've heard has been here the longest, and he's simply called the Rose.
Sounds fancy. I can see why I picked him.
Yeah, so he operates at sort of one of the more seedier parts of a black market, which, considering it's a black market, it's pretty seedy. As soon as you get to this, area, you can tell that the goods on display are a little more morally questionable, rather than just, off-market alcohol or, magical weapons that have probably been taken from a historical site illegally. This is the other things you would see at a black market that are not PG-13.
These are the slaves.
Slaves, yeah. Obviously, there'd be quite a lot of prostitutes. Various foods that are, made from probably sentient beings. You can very easily see some fried murloc. And then
okay, I'm gonna have to resist the temptation to just hit them with, I don't know, spells.
Yeah.
Just walk into the shop and do a thunder wave.
As much as I'm happy to let you play that out,
no, I'm joking. That was a joke.
It would be certain death.
Yeah, I figure I probably, as much as this is thoroughly distasteful, sort of know when to pick a fight and when not to, and I'm not going to take on the entire black market, no.
Okay, so through your investigations, you do find the Rose's headquarters, as it were. It is a small, velvet-lined tent that has a curtain, as it were, covering the entrance itself, so it's all very private.
I don't want to just barge in. What if he's having a private meeting with another client? I guess I sort of announce myself. Hello, knock knock.
You hear a voice in your head saying, "Welcome. Please enter my parlor."
Okay, I guess I'll go in.
Yeah, so you lift up the curtain. You, as a druid, immediately sense the presence of magic. And it's also quite obvious because as soon as you lift up the curtain and enter, this room is obviously, or this tent is significantly bigger than it physically could be.
TARDIS tent.
Yeah. So you enter in, and at the other side of this room, laid strewn an assortment of pillows, and surrounded by various incense, is a younger than you'd expect human gentleman that simply looks at you as you enter and gestures for you to take a seat, as it were, although obviously sitting down is a different thing for someone with a tail.
Yeah, fair enough. Just sort of nestle, I guess. Sure. Hello, I'm looking for the Rose. Would you be he?
Him.
Excellent. I hear you know a thing or two about the comings and goings around this town.
My roots spread far, and I hear whispers everywhere.
I may be in need of your services. I'm looking for some information on the whereabouts of a crew.
Oh, do tell. I will happily provide my services for a nominal fee.
How much are we talking?
Depends on the information, sweetheart.
Okay, I would prefer you not call me sweetheart.
He chuckles.
But okay. I'll tell you what I know. I know a crew of pirates recently attacked the town of
Horbicle.
Sorry?
Horbicle.
Horbico.
It's-
Horbical? Horbico? How are we spelling that?
Horbical. Horbikal. That is the island and
Horbical.
town that was attacked.
That was something that I lost when I lost my notes last time.
That's totally fine.
I wrote down a bunch of things and then I'm like, no, I don't remember the names of anything. Dang it. Yeah, Horbical. A crew of pirates recently attacked the island of Horbical. I'm looking to track them down.
That is a deadly crew you're looking for. Why would one such as yourself be in search of such a deadly opponent?
We sail under the orders of the island's mayor.
So a noble goal, of course. Well, that information will come at a fair price.
How much are we talking?
Oh, simply 5 gold.
That's quite a bit. That's a lot.
I'm sure we could come to some other arrangement, if it suits your fancy.
I probably get what he's getting at, but can I use insight to see sort of
Sure.
would it be insight to sort of kind of get
Yeah,
if I get his gist?
It is not an amorous request that he's looking
Okay. I know how folks get with merfolk sometimes.
Fishy behavior.
We've seen the lighthouse.
I haven't actually.
Don't.
But okay.
It's an experience.
All I know is Alzrath quoted a bunch of it at one point, and it confused the hell out of me. And then I had to look the scene up, and it was weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
You
Fair
like my
enough.
lobster, don't you?
That's the one. Right. I think we should probably stick to keeping our transactions strictly financial. Would I have any opportunity to I don't know. This is Pharaoh's mission, really. It's not my business. I don't care about it quite as much. I'm wondering if I could get Pharaoh to stump up the cash for it.
If you can find him.
If I can find him. Fine. I'm presuming we started with 10 gold, right? That was kind of part of the starting stuff, isn't it? So I do have the money on me to do this.
Yep.
Fine, you drive a hard bargain. I'm going to have to try and get this money back out of my captain later, but sure, here you go. Here's your money.
He very lithely extends a hand into the fog itself of incense, and you notice that through the fog near you, his hand appears nearby.
What, the hands teleported across the room?
Well, he's essentially put his arm through a fog portal.
Right, yeah, that's what I was getting at, yeah. Okay, well, that's a neat trick. You'll have to show me how you do that sometime. Sure, here you go.
He takes the 5 gold. You seek Aethelred, the dark and mysterious pirate of legend with his undead crew, no?
Correct, I know that much already.
One of his spies has recently frequented the Black Lotus Market here on this lovely island in search of information. Unfortunately, I was not able to provide the information he sought, and instead, he sought a map maker.
Okay, do you know what information was he seeking?
He seeks an artifact of great import, and thus sought the map maker to see if they may have procured a map leading to said artifact in their travels.
Which artifact?
Oh, that is not for me to say. You would have to find the map maker himself.
But you are an information broker. I gave you money.
Client confidentiality is my specialty.
Is it? Is it? Yet you already gave me information about this character.
Of course. But should someone come by and ask me exactly what you were looking for, I would simply give them the similar information I have given you now.
Good to know. Good to know I'm in safe hands. Can you give me any information about this spy?
The spy himself was...
What did it look like?
He was a... how would you put it? Lightly. A vampire.
Okay, I feel like the map maker may remember a vampire, so I feel like that should be something to go on.
Of course.
Did he say which map maker he might be trying to talk to?
There is only one map maker in the black market.
Really? In a town this size?
Of course. Why would anyone compete with the map maker?
Is that his name? Is he just known as the map maker?
That is his moniker.
Okay, where can I find the map maker?
He gives you directions to the map maker.
Sweet. All right. Well, thank you for your help. It's been a pleasure doing business with you, Mr. The Rose.
Of course, the pleasure.
If your information was bad, I'll be back to take it out of your ass and get my money back.
Of course. And the offer to facilitate a trade between our mighty crews is always open. I'm sure you would find it to your benefit.
I'm sure I would. Thank you very much. I'll see you later.
Yep, you exit the tent with directions for a map maker. Otan and Giblig, have you had time to think?
I'd probably look for a person who looks like they're in charge of sales or who's wheeling and dealing.
Yeah, with a warehouse this size, there's actually a couple, so you have your pick.
I'll take one. You can take another one.
I
Talk not fuck up.
Are they all going back
Unless-
to like one person or one set of offices?
They do. Give me a perception check.
Yay! I rolled above a 4.
You rolled good. You can see while they're trying to do it quite subtly, every time they have an interaction with a customer, they walk by a desk that where a kind of not innocent but nondescript, not particular innocuous looking tiefling is sat. That kind of comes across as like a clerk, but they walk past, and as they walk past, they drop a note very like subtly, and then walk to a different end of the warehouse and start wheeling and dealing there, and they all of them kind of follow this same pattern.
Okay. I will point out to Giblig that's probably the one we need to talk to.
All right.
And I will start kind of browsingly, slowly walk over there.
Okay. I don't know if a stealth check is.
Maybe deception,
Yeah,
since
give me a deception
performing.
check. Yeah, you're not trying to hide. I mean, you can give a performance check if you want. Is Giblig following along with this?
I don't want to mob the guy, so I'm not gonna like follow directly. But I'll like hang around in like earshot.
Give me a
Just
deception check as
pretending-
well, then.
Oh, before I do, how high are the stalls? Are they like Gimlick height? Can I naturally look at them without looking like an idiot?
Because the black market caters to like most races, most stalls do tend to have like essentially a step ladder next to it.
Okay, sweet. Ugh.
Okay, we'll see how that works out. So, Otanya, you gradually make your way over to this clerk, browsing various boxes, different. It seems there's different makers of cannonballs, surprisingly, and various different types of black powder you can purchase. But yeah, eventually you get to the clerk, who is, on closer inspection, kind of scrawny. He's got a pair of reading glasses on. He's quietly scribbling away in a book or ledger with a quill, and barely seems to register your presence.
Would I recognize the language he's writing it in? Or is it just common?
In order to like get a good look at the ledger, you would have to like lean over various like books and scrolls and stuff, so it would be obvious you were looking. So from this vantage point, you can't actually see what he's writing.
I would probably, since he's a tiefling, I would probably say in Infernal, because tieflings generally know that.
Mm-hmm.
I heard there was a big deal here recently.
Oh yeah? Where'd you hear that from?
Oh, something a little legendary's gotten around. We were curious about where else they might have stopped.
And why do you think I'd know that information?
Because you seem to be the one who knows most about what's going on around here.
He raises an eyebrow and stops writing before cracking his knuckles a little. Okay. And why shouldn't I simply call my guards?
Because I can pay a pretty penny for a bit of information. Won't even cost you any cannonballs.
So, let's not mix words here. Who exactly do you think I've sold to recently that was legendary?
I personally can't remember the name, but
Aethelred.
Aethelred.
That's a bold claim. Some would consider it traitorous to mortals themselves to sell to an ancient vampire pirate.
There's nothing traitorous about profit, but
Give me a deception check. All right, carry on.
Oh, nice.
and technically, no, I don't get advantage on that. Okay.
So is that all Ortan says? Is nothing traitorous about profit?
Especially if you try to redeem yourself, I guess is probably what I'd follow it up with.
All right. An interesting take on things. So, let's say I did sell to Aethelred, and I made a handsome profit off of doing so. What's it to you?
I'm just curious where he might be stashing it.
So you're looking for the supplier of a legendary vampire pirate.
Yes.
And who are you to request such bold and exciting information? Surely someone of your import would be someone I would want to know.
Oh, I'm trying to think of how I would phrase it.
I'm O10 kin, bitch! Backhand.
Well, basically, I'm trying to think of some way to say that I know many people, but many people don't know me. Is basically
You can say that.
okay. Just more eloquently than that.
Okay. He chuckles and stands up from his desk. Why don't you and the shiny friend of yours come and discuss this in my office?
I will motion to the Murloc. Do you join me, Giblig, or do you...
I think he might have...
Uh,
Oh, no, there he is. I thought you might have gone to check on your cat.
No, I would say if I walked off. No, I'm gonna mill around and see if I can do some sleuthing.
I guess I'll follow him in there alone.
Okay. Yeah, he leads you into the warehouse itself. As you get inside, it's clear that this warehouse wasn't... While it is large, it isn't like... hasn't been given like a specific special location. It is built into the grid, essentially. So there's these... It essentially follows the same pattern. But for whatever reason, this person has been able to acquire several sections of this grid in order to make an actual warehouse and office. What's your passive perception?
My passive perception is sad. It's an 11.
An 11. Okay, yep. So as you walk through the warehouse itself, it's very clear that there's more people being employed here than the people just outside. There's various warehouse workers. But other than that, you see nothing untoward. He leads you up some stairs and into a small office that is, unlike the rest of the warehouse, quite well kept.
Ah.
It is very clear that the business has been good. The tiefling saunters over to his desk, sits in his nice, comfy red leather chair, and gestures to a similar armchair across from the desk.
I will sit down.
So, what's your business with Aethelred? I can't imagine it's anything friendly.
Oh, we just got hired on a concern that he brought up elsewhere.
I'm guessing you mean he's destroyed a town or two.
I could care less about the town. He just kidnapped someone we're getting paid to retrieve.
Surprising for Aethelred to kidnap someone. Usually he rends their mortal soul from their body and makes them join his crew. I was offered once.
Exactly.
But I find life too enjoyable. So, what do I get out of this information that I'm about to give you?
I jingle my coin purse.
Please. I can't imagine that adorable satchel of gold has anywhere near enough of what I need to break customer confidentiality. But there is something that you could acquire for me from Aethelred's ship.
And that would be?
He has a necklace that he wears on his person that allows him to walk during the day. He is unaffected by sunlight, unlike any other vampire. And that's a valuable artifact to have. Don't you agree?
Indeed, especially if you want to be immortal.
Mm-hmm. So, if you were to say, well, let's not beat around the bush, murder Aethelred, as I imagine you're wont to do, and bring back this artifact, and hand it over to me, then I see no reason why I can't provide my support on your noble quest.
Well, if we can find him, we will try to bring it back to you. Or possibly die trying, but he's just a vampire.
Indeed, just a vampire. Well, for Aethelred to be stocking up on arcane-infused cannonballs and various forms of spellcrafting accoutrement, I imagine he's got something big planned. Some kind of big assault, or he expects there to be various obstacles in his way. So there's only a few places he can be heading that require such battle readiness, as it were. So you've got the major cities that are nearby, but I've heard from a few people that he's got an artifact he's looking for. So maybe some historical site or a city with a history. But all I can say is, whatever ship you're planning to take against him, it's gonna need a lot of firepower.
Would I know which islands near here have any kind of historical significance or anything like that?
You'd with your past, you would know various places, yeah, that either trade in, again, black market artifacts, or places that house artifacts. There are various, like, larger islands and cities that would have those kind of things, but you wouldn't be able to know specifically which island it's going to be, because obviously you'd need to know what the artifact he's hunting for is.
I guess I would ask, do you know what the artifact does?
Well, while he wasn't specific, he seemed pretty enthused about it, and if legend goes, Aethelred has existed for over 1,000 years, so something that's going to get a ancient vampire lord of legend all up in a tizzy is probably something pretty useful. He seemed to think it would, what was the words he used, solidify his legend.
Ah.
So whatever this
What could
artifact
make him
is pretty exciting.
And probably well defended.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably be running through my head about which areas nearby are like that, and then I'd probably be... Oh, I'd ask him for a description of what the amulet looks like, of course.
He kind of raises an eyebrow and says, "It's around his neck."
So I'll have to remove the neck.
Mm-hmm. Probably. But since we're making a trade here, I think I can be of more use to you, now that we're business partners, no?
Indeed.
He opens up, or pulls out a drawer on his desk and pulls out a small box and turns it towards you and sort of just nudges it in your direction. It's unclear if he doesn't want to open it or deliberately wants you to open it.
I need to see if I have a certain skill. Just a second.
No worries.
Let's see. It doesn't work for that. Darn.
What were you trying to do? Because you might be able to do a skill roll.
I was debating seeing if it was trapped.
I mean, you could do a cursory, like, investigation check or perception check. If you want to do a cursory glance, it'd be perception. If you want to, like, actively... You could also just roll a survival check for that sort of innate internal wisdom.
I'd probably just, like, run my finger across it and, like, look a little closer at it before opening it. So I'd probably be investigating it a little bit.
Yeah, cool. Give me an investigation.
Yeah, it's terrible.
So, looking at the box itself, one thing you do immediately notice is it is covered in arcane runes in a language you don't understand. And you can kind of assume it's not one that is used frequently anymore. So it's quite ancient. The wood itself is a sort of unpleasant deep red color, and it is gilded. So the corners of the box itself have essentially gold leaf decorating it. But by touching it, as a user of magic, you don't detect any arcane traps on it.
Okay. I guess I would slowly lift it up with just the end of my finger, like try and open it with one finger.
Mm-hmm. You open it up, and inside it is a small vial, no bigger than the palm of your hand, filled with a, if you actually pick it up and like tilt it, a thick black liquid.
Ah. So what does it do?
Well, that, my friend, is a phylactery. While it's not, unfortunately, the phylactery of Aethelred himself, it is the phylactery of someone he holds quite dear, who is still sleeping deep underground in a temple somewhere. Someone who had this has quite a bargaining chip, don't you think?
Indeed.
The benefit
So
of his...
bait.
Bait indeed. Because with the right spells, this phylactery will lead you right to Aethelred's first love.
And I probably would not know of anybody who has that kind of magic, unfortunately, I don't think. Just off the top of my head.
If you can get a spell book that has the scry spell, then you could do it that way.
Okay.
It's not particularly like challenging magic to
Get and use.
Yeah.
Especially considering my background.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, yeah.
I guess I will close the box. Yeah, I think I would actually close the box and pick it up.
He raises a finger just as you start to pick it up. But on the other hand, I do tend to stock quite powerful weaponry. So I'll offer you a choice. For my own amusement. You can take the phylactery and have the bait that you can use however you will. Perhaps you even want to control Aethelred's love. Or I can fully stock your ship with arcane cannonballs. Custom made.
I think the challenge is going to be more finding him than necessarily sinking him, fortunately. So I think the phylactery is the right choice. Though we might be back to buy some of those arcane cannonballs.
Of course. My doors are always open to business partners. And he gestures that you can take the phylactery.
Okay. I'm glad we could work out a deal.
Of course, and do give my regards to Pharaoh.
Indeed.
And if you wouldn't mind indulging me, he stands up and offers his hand for you to shake.
I'll shake his hand.
As soon as your hand makes contact with his grip is surprisingly tight for someone so waif, and you immediately feel a burning sensation on the palm of your hand. When you try to pull away, you can't.
I would probably recognize it as a contract.
It's not a contract in the sense that you might be thinking. When he does finally let go, you look and there is a mark on your hand of just an arcane sigil. And as a user of magic, you would kind of immediately recognize it as essentially a tracking spell. And he smiles and says, "Now there's no way we can't be friends."
Indeed.
He seems very pleased with himself.
I'll just smile and casually walk out.
Yep, he happily
Unshaken.
yeah, he happily lets you walk out. You reach the street again.
As I'm walking out, he would see little black tentacles kind of rippling off my shoulders a little bit.
Ooh. Yeah.
Prestidigitation.
Spooky. No, I'm gonna message you this privately, and I'll
Okay.
because it's more fun that way.
Ooh, secrets.
Yes.
Whispers. And I guess while you're typing that, I would probably be heading out to see the Murloc, carrying my little box.
There you go. Sent. But yeah, you walk back to Gibbelig. What's Gibbelig up to?
Investigating some sort of weird substance that someone left on a table. Because they've been there for quite a while. I've been through all the, I spoke to people that don't know what I am or don't want to deal with me. I've looked around and I have just found everything I expected. So now I found some goo and I have just inspecting it to make sure it is in fact goo.
Yep, it's goo. It's slightly glowing, and it kind of swirls on its own on the table. It is large enough to be considered a puddle.
Do I have any bottles on me or anything? Oh wait, I'd have that. I'd know that, wouldn't I?
Yeah, sure. We can say you have like a mug.
I do have an empty water skin.
There you go, an empty water skin.
I'll make it into a water skin with weird liquid.
As you put the nib of the water skin to the liquid itself just, without you having to do any kind of prompting, just slops its way into the water skin.
That should concern me. It does concern me, but not enough to do anything about it now.
The water skin is very warm.
Oh, that's quite nice.
Magic item! Endless hot water bottle! No. That would be great, though. But yeah, once Al has finished his reply, yep, you see Otan leaving the warehouse with a small box under his arm.
What's that?
Oh, just a way for us to find our prey. We need to find the mermaid.
Okay.
I like how Otan's become
Cool.
slightly dark and devious. It's cool.
I got a water skin full of weird shit, so I guess we both did something very useful.
He
Hopefully it's-
holds the water skin up, and it is very magical, whatever it is.
Does it actually have literal weird shit in it?
It's not weird poop, no. But if you look at it through arcane eyes, you can see it is just emanating a magical energy.
We might want to check that out when we get back to the ship, but let's hurry.
Maybe later. I'll nestle it in my bag right next to the, and I quote, "fuck off big bag of turkey" that I've also stuffed in there. Okay, I'll put it next to that. Did we find out everything we need? Because we can probably just head back to the ship.
We need to find a map maker.
Correct.
I like that
You need to find
Emlyn is it canon that Emlyn is just there? Has just like
Oh
found
no,
you
I
there?
see. You were. I didn't realize you were asking in character. I thought that was just a general like, "Are we done in the city?" kind of question. But like, yeah, no. I guess we need to sort of reconvene, right?
I
Yeah.
just love the idea that Gibbling asks that and Emlyn's like, "No, we need to go here," and Gibbling's like, "Ah, shit!"
I learned magic from the Shadow Cloud dude, and I just popped into existence.
I mean, I could probably... Because I think the range on message is... How far?
You would be able to you'd be able to get a message to
Yeah,
Emlyn.
120 feet.
Yeah.
Just figure out where they're at.
But yeah, do you respond to Gibbling's question?
I'm sorry, I was busy typing. What did he ask me?
We should probably head back to the ship.
I don't feel comfortable leaving
Emlyn.
Emlyn alone here.
Okay.
So I would probably say just send Emlyn a message that says, "We have a lead. Where are you at?"
I believe with message, Emlyn can send a one-sentence response. You point your finger toward a creature within range and whisper a message. The target and only the target hears the message and can reply in a whisper that only you can hear. Yep. So Emlyn, you hear what Al just said, and you can respond.
And his voice sounds a little echoey, by the way.
What specifically did he say to me?
"We have a lead. Where are you?"
That's just as an aside. That spell sounds like it needs like a line of sight, doesn't it? If he needs to point towards me, does he like need to know where I am to do that?
It's a cantrip, so I could just ping in like just various directions until I meet your brain.
We're just whispering everybody around. Lots of people just getting random messages in their head, going like, "What?
So
Who's that?"
It would kind of like miss. It would just return no
Yeah.
sender. If you
Right.
were to-
Okay, fair enough. I've got like one sentence, right?
You can reply in a whisper, it says. It doesn't really specify how much, but it is a duration of one round. So that's like, it's like a
seconds.
minute.
Okay. Long enough to give him
Directions.
useful enough directions to the map maker.
Yeah.
Okay, I give him directions to the map maker and tell him to meet me there.
I will head there.
Okay, does Ghibli come along?
I don't know what's going on, so I will just follow.
Yeah, in your eyes, yeah. Otan just points in several directions, stands there for about a minute.
Finger
and then
guns
just
entire time.
Yeah. This way.
Yeah, and then Otan just walks off, seemingly knowing where he's going. Oh,
Yeah, I'll just follow him.
that's fine.
Follow the crazy tiefling. It's fine.
That's fine. Okay, so it takes longer than you would have thought, but you do eventually arrive at this small, surprisingly well put. Like this is one of the few buildings that you've seen that is built into the wall. So it's at the edge of the black market essentially, and it is built into the wall. It has a glass window that has various like either maps or art hanging in the display, and then a quaint little wooden door, and it glows with that nice little amber hue. It is the complete antithesis to everything around you. And then the sign at the top in lovely, beautiful paint says "The Map Maker."
So I would take it Maroka arrives first.
Yeah, Emlyn, you arrive like a couple minutes before them. Do you do anything, or do you wait, or what?
I'll hang around. I'll wait for them. I said we'd meet them there. If I go inside, I might miss them, so I'll wait for them.
Yeah, like a minute or two later, Otan and Giblig arrive.
Before we start next chapter, can I go put something in the oven?
Yeah,
Because I just...
well, I was gonna since JSH's not here, I was only gonna go for like another like 10 more minutes, and then we'd call it there, so that.
Oh, okay, no, that's fine. That's
Yeah,
fine.
So, yeah.
yeah. So Otan and Giblig arrive.
Hey guys,
Hello.
any success?
Well, we may have a way to bait
He has a
or
box.
track them.
What's in the box?
A phylactery of someone
What's a
a little
phylactery?
dear. It's basically a thing of their blood, but here, I'll give you the proper definition. That is not the phylactery I was looking for. I think they've changed what they named it here recently as well.
A phylactery is basically, depending on the type of phylactery, like there's mage phylacteries, there's lich phylacteries. It's essentially a portion of this person's soul.
Keeps them alive.
That prevents them from dying. So in order to kill the person, you would need to destroy the phylactery, then kill them.
Okay. That was at least partially for my character and partially for me.
That's fine.
I didn't even think to ask, which is both in character and for me.
Cool. Is it a phylactery of anyone we know?
It's someone close to what's his face. Keep forgetting his name.
Ethelred. Ethelred. How are we pronouncing it? Ethelred, was it?
Ethelred.
Ethelred, yeah.
Okay, but yes, it is someone dear to him. So we can either use it as bait or find the person and lure him in.
Okay, well, I found that one of his spies, another vampire, has been through this town recently looking for a map for a magical artifact. And this place right here supplied the map. So I think we should probably go in and find out what we can.
Indeed. Lead the way, and I'll follow you in.
Alrighty,
Okay, so yeah, you walk through.
go on in.
You walk through the door. It is nice and warm in this little shop. It is essentially bookshelves and bookshelves and bookshelves of scrolls, books, art, various doodads that are all related to navigation in some way. There is a desk that is currently unoccupied, and the whole place is very dusty. Not many people come in here. So few come in that you can actually see the footsteps of the people that have come in during the day.
They're
Okay.
just imprints on the dust.
Yeah.
There's no one there then at the minute. No one on the desk or anything.
Not currently, no.
I guess not necessarily like sort of like search the place, but like sort of casually have a look around while we've got the opportunity to like be nosy. It's more nosy than like rifling through stuff, I suppose.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. So the bookshelf itself, like I said, it's in like complete disarray. There's no like organization to it, but at the other side of the shop there is a table with various maps and texts open on the table that at a cursory glance do seem to all be related to the same area, as it were, of the world.
Is it an area of the world we recognize?
As you start to inspect them, right next to you, you hear, "Hello!"
Ah!
There is a man that can only be described as a sentient pile of paper.
Hello? Are you... Is the paper that's talking to me?
The paper, as a pile, then sort of sprouts up and forms into this kind of swirling silhouette of a person. Hello!
Are you the map maker?
Well, technically, yes. But technically, no. Because I'm not him, but I am him. Does that make
I
sense?
feel like... No, that doesn't make sense. I feel like you might need to elaborate on that.
The map maker...
Would I know what this is?
With a basic, like, magical, like, kind of vision, it seems to be an astral projection.
Okay.
The map maker is deeper in the shop, and he's busy. So I'm him talking to you, but I'm not him. But I am him.
Okay,
But you are talking to us.
I am talking to you. That one is true.
Good. Okay. I am... I know that. Everything else is above me.
He gives you a thumbs up, sort of.
It's just a sheet of paper with a thumbs up drawn on it.
Yes, that is exactly what happens. Sorry, is this better? And then a sheet of paper moves to where his face would be, and then a terrible squiggly drawing of a face appears with, like, moving lips and blinking eyes.
I don't know if it is, but we'll go with it.
Some people prefer it this way.
Some people are weird.
Yes. How can I help?
Anyway, are you able to help us in the map maker's stead then?
Yes, because I am him, but I'm not him.
Okay, I mean, I get that, but I don't get that. Okay, I'll go with it. We are looking for... We're looking for the whereabouts of an artifact.
Which I
And,
track many. Well, the map maker tracks them.
Okay, but you are the map maker.
But I'm not him. But I am him.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, okay.
While they're having this
I think I'm
discussion,
getting this.
I'm going to walk over to the open books and be looking at them
Okay.
while they're arguing about who's him.
Give me a history check.
A history check, okay.
Wow, 21. Let me pull up my information. Okay, so Otan, you again, describing this with your past in mind but not spoiling anything is difficult. You immediately recognize the area of the world that this map is describing, and similar to Aethelred in the sense that Aethelred isn't technically supposed to exist. No one really knew he existed. He was just a legend. This area of the world is one of those large expanses of ocean that people don't tend to across because there's no real need to, but a lot of there is, in theory, or as the legends go, a ancient city sank into this section of the ocean that was bigger. This was a landmass that was bigger than any landmass before. This is the legend of a country rather than an archipelago.
Okay.
And it's simply, in legend, was destroyed by an ancient power.
Okay.
The lost city of Atlanta.
But
It's from Georgia.
Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia. But I
And if there's like information that can't be said out loud, you can just send it to me after.
yes,
It's fine
I
too.
will do. Yeah.
Okay.
But it is also quite a long distance away, because the natural plane is in theory endless. So this is like, this could be several months worth of traveling.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind. I won't say anything about it just yet.
Okay. But I'm not him. But I am him. But keep in mind that I'm not him. But I am.
Okay, I feel like maybe this is distracting from things. I'm happy to go along with that you may or may not be him.
How can I help then?
I've lost my train of thought now. We're looking for a relic. I believe it may be sought by another customer of yours who's passed through this way recently.
Which there have only been two.
That would be a vampire.
A vampire. Ooh, you mean one of the mapmaker's favorite artifacts that he's been tracking for a long time. He waits for a response.
Yes, yep, that's the one.
Excellent. Well, actually, I have a lot of the material. Well, not me, but there are materials on the table already ready for you. In that case, I assume you're following up on the information that I gave the vampire.
Indeed.
Well, very good then. Very good. Always pleasant to have guests. Well, it seems that the vampire was asking about a artifact of legend known as the Eye of the Deep One. And this particular artifact is said to grant unlimited power to the one who wields it. But there's very different descriptions of what wielding it actually means.
What have you heard?
Well, that's an exciting tale. So, wielding it could mean simply wielding it as a mage wields a crystal ball. But the mapmaker has an interesting theory that since it is referred to as the Eye of the Deep One, that one would actually wear it like an eye would be worn.
Oh, gross. So, you'd have to, lose an eye to, use it?
A small sacrifice for unlimited power.
And you could
I
always
like my
just wear a
eyes.
nice eye patch over it.
Okay. Do you have any information that could help us find it?
Yes!
Can we have the information?
Yes!
Good.
What is the information?
Oh, of course. That makes more sense. The floating stacks of paper walk through the desk to the other side, and point here, in the center. there was a ancient landmass, bigger than anything we've ever seen before, that was brought down by its own hubris and dedication to a nefarious god. And the mapmaker, from his learnings, thinks that the city itself is actually preserved and deep underwater. And if you go deep underwater, you can find the city and find the temple and retrieve the eye.
That sounds pretty straightforward.
Well, no, it's straight down.
Oh, okay, straight down. Okay. Can we have this map?
Of course, I have many copies. He pulls one out
Oh,
of himself and hands it to you.
Okay, thanks.
That was technically my liver.
Oh God, do you want it back?
Sorry about your liver. Will it grow back? How do paper person livers work?
His liver grows on trees.
He takes out a piece of paper, draws a liver, and puts it back.
Oh, thank God for that.
Do you want this one? He hands it to Giblig. It's a crappy drawing of a liver.
Yes. Yes, I want that one. Thank you. Do you want something in return? I can give you a crowbar, a hammer. I got some rope. I've got a lot of turkey. Please say you want some turkey.
Well,
Where did you get the turkey from? What was this about? I missed the turkey.
It's a reference to a previous campaign.
Oh, okay.
Burger's bag of meat.
Oh, right, yes.
I've reached into my bag and get out the weird water skin. I've got this.
When you reach into your bag, you notice that the bag of turkey is empty.
Oh, okay. I can't give you any turkey.
But the water skin is
Don't have any.
significantly larger.
Ah. Okay. I can give you a torch.
No, it's
No, that's
fine.
probably bad for fire people.
I have.
Jeez, you
I
didn't get
have
paid
many.
per person wants fire?
He was politely going on with it, but he was also quite happy to just give you the drawing of his liver.
Okay, I will replace fuck off big bag of turkey with a crude drawing of liver. There we are. And I'm going to turn the weight down because it doesn't weigh 20 pounds.
Although the thing
That's
you
what,
stole might now.
Oh yeah, the water skin probably... Oh, that's gone up to... That weighs like 25 now.
No, it's the water skin is like at the maximum capacity a water skin could be. It hasn't expanded beyond like ridiculous.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's like 10 then. Yeah, makes sense. Okay, thank you for that. I forgot where we were going with this.
We've got a map. We've got a phylactery.
What?
Nice.
Well, I have one question.
Yes.
Are they with you? He points behind you.
Oh God, no. Who's behind us?
There are 3 menacing-looking vampires.
Oh. No, they're... Actually, they might be. I don't think they are. Are you with us?
They draw their weapons. And that's
They're
where
not
we'll
with
end
us.
the session!
Hey.
Yay!
So obviously, next session we will be starting with combat, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed the second session. Like I said, I wanted to keep things kind of light and a bit silly, so hopefully this...
Are we going to have
delivers.
Fancy Foot with us in the party then?
Yeah, so that's one of the reasons why I didn't want to go for a full 3-hour
Yeah.
session is so that JJ could still be involved in sort of the climax of this particular episode.
We can just pretend she was with Emlyn.
Yeah, whatever works. We'll give her a recap next time on Dragon Ball Z. Okay, cool. Yeah. John, you can go make food. Morocco. Food. That's Scottish for food. But like I said, as long as you guys all had a good time, that's my
Back in a minute.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool,
Thank you very much once again.
You're very welcome. So polite. I'm gonna take you home.
Been known to be.
I'm gonna put you on my mantle. I have a mantle now. I feel so grown up.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't like having a mantle. I have a house.
Have I told you what? I actually do have a mantle, but have I told you my thing for if Mormons show up?
No.
No.
I'm going to stop the stream before you can't continue on with it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys all enjoy the next episode.